Good evening, all, and welcome to the Cheese Room. You're watching the show with me, the caller. This is of course, the only show broadcasting now that's not doing a live watch along with the England game. We do that deliberately because England are shit. However, Seb has got his glued to it. You all right there, Seb?
I'm all right. Yeah, I was actually watching a live football prizes draw that I went balls deep in, and basically I didn't win. So yeah, I'll put England on now, cheer myself up a bit more.
Is this the one you bought 25 tickets for?
Think so. Yeah, Panini stickers didn't win.
For Panini stickers for his son. Yeah. What's that?
Yeah, Becky.
Well, Jack brought it back from school today, and I was like, "Oh God!" Apparently, it cost £800 to fill it.
At least.
And the only England player he's got so far is Grealish.
Right. Why would you want to fill? Is it worth some money if you fill them up or something?
Yeah.
It's just fun, isn't it? We've all done it, haven't we? As kids, I remember having one.
As kids, yeah, but I never got a full one. I suppose
I've got a full Brazil 2016 and 2018 full.
But I remember the last Euro. Was it last World Cup? You were going on about this and going, "I'm going to get it full. I'm going to get it full." Did you get it full?
Yeah.
Did you?
I've got every single one full from 2014. Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
How much are they worth, Seb?
But we swap. It's what you've got to swap. If you don't swap, then it'll cost
you.
Swapsies.
Keep need. Isn't it keep need? Is it no? Got need. Got need
one.
So yeah, Jack brought it back, and I thought,
what's the difference between need and want, caller?
Well, need is like passingly, and want is I really need that one. I'll do that at school. No. We're joined by some Cheese Room royalty tonight. So, Becky, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you very much. It's been rainy and very autumnal here today, so I'm sat here with another Spurs hoodie on.
Very nice. There you go.
But yeah, I'm all right.
It's similarly cold here. It's not raining, but it is a bit cold in the man cave because of cost implications of electricity this year. I think I'm going to be moving to the study shortly for warmer climes for the winter, like hibernating. I wouldn't mind it, but it costs an absolute fortune to heat this. Maybe we'll get the Cheese Room to play for it. Bren, what do you think the chances of getting Franco to play for that are?
Well, but bearing in mind how much of a mission it was to get those pints.
I still haven't claimed them. He's going to have a heart attack when I put the bill in. I tell you, I need to print off a statement, send it over.
Do what I do, man. Just go fully solar. Did it last year and never have to pay another electricity bill in my life.
Yes, it's probably a bit more money over here than it is out there.
And probably more sun in Brazil, I would guess. Yeah.
Probably. A little bit.
You got batteries and everything, I take it, Bren.
So batteries?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's solar panels on the roof. I don't know like how they did it. They just did it. I paid them a lot of money. They input it in, and that's it. I don't do anything. Yeah, there's an app. There's an app where you can sort of see how much energy.
Yeah, so it's dark there now, right? Isn't it?
No, it's still light.
Is it?
Yeah. It's 4 or 5 o'clock.
I like this actually. This is a good shout. Heat the person, not the man cave. I reckon I could go with that, actually. I might give that a try. Always like the idea of an electric blanket, but it's mainly for older people, isn't it? Like Seb and...
We've got one. You got one? You just have to put it on before you go up. So it doesn't really work. I've even bought one of them little timers, that ticks round. So it'll come on at like 9:30. So then when you go up about 10:30, it's lovely.
Oh, nice. I've never really thought of my bed as a cold place that needs heating, to be honest. But, there you go. There's too many jokes here.
There is.
Let's move on fast. It's England. Does anyone care? Becky, do you care?
Well, I was absent-mindedly watching the first half, and then I heard someone say he's pulled a hamstring, and I literally had a heart attack and kind of looked up and saw that it was Stones and was like, phew. Unless it's in a tournament, I just panic that everyone's going to get injured. So yeah, of course I have it on. I'm like Seb, we often have all the games on. The boys love watching England, but yeah, I just it's meaningless, and it's just in these type of games, Kane's playing far too long. He never gets taken off, and it's just I just panic. But yeah, it's not great at the moment, is it? No. Southgate's not the one anymore.
Well, Was he ever? Let's
The
be
song
honest.
says he was.
Yeah. No, he was.
Yeah.
And
Oh, hang
not
on.
like-
No. I'm going to come to you in a minute, Seb.
okay.
Don't you get ahead of yourself, sunshine. Brendan,
Yeah.
are you excited about the England game?
The one tonight? No.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not watching it, so clearly not. But like Becky said, like they change it. He's not special anymore. Well, no, he's not the one. And they're going to change the lyrics to "England will score a goal again" because it's been 300 minutes since a goal. Like, come on, even a goal. So, yeah, thankfully I've not been watching. Been too busy with work, meeting you guys at the game, and Dublin back to Brazil. So yeah, no, not got any interest till the World Cup starts. And even then, I'll wait for it to pull me in. It normally does. Like when the tournaments get going, you do then get addicted, and that's when it really starts. With Qatar, given everything, how they won it and everything, and the obviously the human rights abuses, whether LGBTQ plus fans will be safe to watch the games there, the migrant workers who've died. Will we still get excited about it? Probably, yeah.
I wonder where you were going with that tirade for a moment, and then I realised literally nowhere.
Yeah.
I've just seen a replay of the Harry Maguire giving away the penalty, by the way. I mean, I'm sure we were all dreading it being dire and him being lambasted by everyone again, but he really is a bad footballer, isn't he, Maguire? Anyway, Seb, do you get excited about England games?
Yeah.
Could we ask a question?
Yeah.
Why are you getting excited about a dead rubber against Germany?
I've just always watched England since being a kid. Watching England was a big thing, you know. Probably, yeah. My earliest memories are probably World Cup '86, and then watching then I was into football, and as I said on previous things, '86, '87 season for Spurs, but it came from watching the World Cup. Sorry, I can't take my eyes off. I always watch England and I always get behind England. It's a time always, even when it's 2-0 now, great goal.
Wow.
Even Havertz, even when we're crap, it still unites the country in a tournament. It's still something that everyone gets behind. I absolutely love it. I don't think we're anywhere near as bad as what people say we are at the moment, just as I didn't think we were anywhere near as good as people said we were when we were doing all right in tournaments. You know, I'm not. Southgate's lacking a little bit because for me, it's a bit like, in a way, there's a lot of similarities with Tottenham because I wish he'd play 3-5-2. I don't think he's making the best use of what he's got, and he's got some fantastic players.
Yeah, about £1 billion worth of talent on that pitch or something.
Yeah, I don't think. Look, I know I kind of can predict what will happen. I think we'll win the group in the World Cup. I think we'll scrape through a last 16 game, and it will be really poor. And when I say we'll win the group poorly. We won't be steamrolling teams.
I mean, you really make it thinking of reasons to watch.
Well, it's just because of the way he plays. Then we'll come up against the team in the last 8, probably France. We'll run them really, really close. It'll be very, very tight. We'll lose on penalties, and everyone will say, "Oh, if we'd have got past France, we could have won the World Cup." Just like they did in 2004, just like they did in 2006, just like they did in just about everything that we go out of in the quarterfinals. And that, unfortunately, is where we are. We're not one of the top 2 or 3 elite teams. We're probably 8th to 10th. So quarterfinal place is what I'd expect, really.
I mean, as we're discussing England, and it's clearly a subject you're more passionate about than anyone else here. I mean, I'm passionate about tournament England. I can get behind that, but non-tournament England, no. But I think a lot of what you describe is absolutely correct. But do you really think we're that bad, or do you think we're badly led? I mean, Southgate he's got us to a final and a semi, hasn't he? But can't get us over the line. And he's done it with some absolutely atrocious football.
The thing that's really got me... Sorry, Seb. The thing that's got me is that it's more or less the same team as the Euros. So what's changed? Why have we gone from a team that looked quite free flowing and quite, could score and, were quite tidy at the back? What's changed? And like we just said before we came on air, since it's gone to Channel 4, England haven't scored. But what's changed? It's the same team. It's more Well, yeah, but
And I can't
So-
log into
so
my
what-
4 account for some reason. They won't even let me in.
I think-
to watch the game.
but what
I think
Seb's saying now is all of that is quite positive. But if we don't score, we aren't going to get out of the group.
It's quite I don't think we'll struggle to score. So firstly, we're obviously playing good teams. You know, it's very easy to go and play San Marino or Scotland or any of these teams, and you will score 2 or 3 goals. That then builds up your confidence and things like that. We've had a run of games, and I'm not saying we shouldn't. Not saying we should.
If
Not
you're
saying
playing decent
right
teams,
to lose all of those, but you have a run of games where suddenly and the confidence has gone. I think. You may laugh, but I think Jordan Pickford's a huge miss. I think he sets the tempo in the team and at the back, and it feeds through the rest of the team. I don't, not a big Raheem Sterling fan for England, but he's wedded, unfortunately, and I don't know why, to certain players. Harry Maguire, we all know, shouldn't be playing. He's trying to give him confidence. He wants him on that left-hand side. But the reason is he hasn't got anyone else. Who would you play there instead?
I have a question for you, Seb. Do you think the players are still playing for Southgate, or do you think some of them would have checked out a bit? And
No, absolutely still playing for Southgate. Yeah, I think what he's done in that England squad is made playing for England as good as, and for some, if not better, than playing for your club. So Harry Maguire, I guarantee you could not wait to get on England duty.
yeah, because he'll get a game.
Well, yeah, but also he's feels more confident and he's built up. You know, you have to think how bad things were before. And, people have short memories. I was saying to my son tonight, because he was like, England rubbish, England this. I was like, mate, when you were born, 2013, we were pants, right? 2014 was the worst performance at a World Cup I have ever seen. It was worse than 2010, right? Under Hodgson, when we got beat by Italy, beat by Uruguay, and then a 0-0 draw against Costa Rica. And we literally limped home with our tails between our legs, just seeing if that's gone in.
Who scored?
They've given a goal, yeah, Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw, 20 minutes to go. 20 minutes to go. But to be fair, I've been watching. They're playing well. They've scored from open play, so happy days. That's that monkey off their back. But yeah, Southgate brought this squad together. And you said at the start of what you said, Caller, was he's done it with some crap tactics or something like that. What he's actually done, mate, is do it with some crap players. If you look at that squad in 2018, right, you got Welbeck, Loftus-Cheek. I could go on. And he's got players playing for him. That is what will get him through at the moment. Though I firmly believe, Bren, those players are still behind him because he's made a lot of their careers.
Not sure I agree with you, Seb, to be honest, but there you go.
We can disagree.
Well, we do often, but
just about everything.
I think he's got about £1 billion worth of talent in that squad. There's absolutely no way we should be finishing bottom of the group and relegated out of that Nations League group. In a build up to World Cup, it's poor. The tactics are negative. He's basically wasted another golden generation, I would say. Far better if Potter had been given the job a few years ago. Had some fun work with the players, dynamic attacking football. That's what we want to see.
So what were you saying you were saying in 2016 to give Graham Potter the job, were you, while he was living it up in Sweden?
No, I was saying that someone of Potter's ilk who plays attacking progressive football should be given a chance to the England job. Pochettino, there's lots of people.
Allardyce. No, I get the point. But who else is going to take it? And that was why I asked the question: are they playing for him? Because that's half the battle with international football. You have such little time with the players that liking the manager is quite a big bit of it, as half the battle almost. So the tactics and everything. Yeah, Southgate's tactically inept. He's not managed. He's not been a success at club level at all. He managed Middlesbrough 15 years ago, was it? And has been FA sort of yes man since.
His tactics are terrible.
Well, that's just it. But then does it really matter? I mean, are Germany's tactics any better than ours today? No, but they look like they're a better team, and because they've got a bit more confidence and stuff. But I don't think with international football, it's just picking great players, putting them out, getting them prepared, and that's half it. The sort of tactical element is secondary, I think, to the spirit element, which is why I always wanted Harry Redknapp to manage England.
I see Harry Redknapp would have been a great England manager.
Yeah.
Get out there,
Ironically,
run around a bit.
that's why he lost his
Another
job.
goal? Are we talking Southgate? Sorry, Seb.
Say again. What did
Another
you say?
goal? Kerry's saying another goal.
Yeah, because Dave
Yes.
shouted from the
Yes,
front room.
2-2.
Yes,
Who scored?
I'm just happy seeing Seb happy. This is great.
Who was it?
Mason Mount, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
when did he
2-2.
go on?
I'm going to have to tell my missus to tape it. I'll be back in 1 sec.
Tape it. He probably does still use a VHS though, Seb. Get taped in. Yeah.
Oh, funny.
But
But going back to what you were saying, the thing that from my, like I was just saying to the point there, is that we've got a really attacking squad, but he plays so defensive. So all the attacking players and all the creative players just sit on the bench, and that's what winds people up when when you can see all that kind of potential, like you said about the money and all these players. Like today, Trent Alexander-Arnold, whether he's injured or whatever, he's not in the squad, and then
it's ridiculous. He doesn't play
and
the right wing back.
Tony's not playing, and that's the thing. When we haven't been scoring for so long, you just think he's not very good at changing it. It's very Nuno-esque in the sense that he doesn't really know what to do about changing it up.
He is probably about the same managerial level as Nuno.
Can I just interrupt there? I've obviously missed a little bit what you're saying, but you just said about not changing it up, and yet he's just made 2 changes.
And Mount scored.
He scored 2 goals in 3.5 minutes.
What happens when you do make changes?
Substitute.
Yeah, but I think that's what everyone was saying, wasn't it? On Friday, he just wasn't doing anything different, and he brought Grealish on. Grealish looks a little bit lively, but I'm glad he's made substitutions today and has done it. It's been hard work watching it.
I think we'll be all right. The other thing that I wanted to say, just generally on the international football, is we're not the only team struggling. Spain got beaten by Switzerland. France struggled to. I think they finished 3rd in their group. Now, no, we finished bottom. We are the worst of the big performing teams. Germany themselves underperforming. This Nations League. Look, I don't mind the Nations League per se, but this Nations League, 2 months before a World Cup, is absolutely ridiculous. It should have been scrapped and it should have been replaced with friendlies. England won't want to be playing Italy and Germany 2 months before. They'll be wanting to play a team similar to Iran, a team similar to Wales, like they've done in every other major tournament before. You go and play a similar team in friendlies to get an idea of your shape and everything else. This is just pathetic, and it goes, obviously it all falls back on to
can I just say
mid-season in Qatar.
Did you just slate the Welsh as cannon fodder then? Or Kane fodder? I'm sure you said that he's been playing Iran or Wales in the build-up. Don't disrespect the Welsh.
Yeah,
I'm saying if you're playing Iran and Wales in your group, you will be wanting to play similar teams to them in a warm-up. You won't be wanting to play Italy and Germany. The season stops, I think, on something like the 13th of November, and we're playing on the 21st. There's no warm-up. There's no camp. There's no. It's going to be ridiculous, and some big teams will get caught out.
It's a stupid idea, to be honest. To put it, we all know that. But it is.
Have you heard that rumor that the Argentinian players are going to ask to not play the last round of Premier League fixtures for that exact reason? I heard that yesterday.
No.
And then everyone kicked off on Twitter saying, "Well, their clubs play their wages." But do you remember when the 3 Argentinian players went off and played when they were told not to by their clubs? Do you remember that?
Yeah,
and they went off anyway. Yeah, and they went off and did it anyway. So everyone's like, "Oh, if they do that, then other teammates of different countries will just follow suit, won't they?" And basically the last, I think, do we play Leeds? Is it the Leeds fixture? They were trying to sort of say that it might be a non-event for anyone who's in a World Cup.
Anyway,
Haaland will still score.
Oh, of course he will. Of course he will. We should wish Shana Tova to all our Jewish fans. And there is Dave jumping out of some apple juice to celebrate with you. Look at that. Beautiful graphic. Some bits and bobs to chat through. Maybe you should go to the World Cup instead of us, Roberto. We're crap. Yeah, fair. I think we've covered that. Seb's the only one sticking up for him. There you go.
It doesn't matter. It's the bloody Nations League.
Fabrizio Romano getting in on the action. I'm not foolish. I know we judged on the results of the World Cup and nothing else. Contracts
Well,
are irrelevant in football.
He
Go
said
on,
in his interview before today's match that he said something like nobody wanted it last time, so he's well aware that there's no one really wants it now. So he knows he's going to have to wait to be pushed out. He's not going to resign or anything.
Yeah, look, there we go. Let's talk about some Spurs players. So, Pape Sarr getting some kudos, Bren.
Yeah, have you seen the kit? Their kit is gorgeous. The Senegal kit with the sort of arrow thing over the chest here. It looks wicked. That's the only bit I didn't see him play, but I saw the kit. I was like, I want that kit. I think that kit and Sonny's kit where he scored the free kick would be the two. Like, remember when Nigeria had this really wacky kit and everyone loved it? I think it was 2014 or 2018. Like, that Senegal kit gets my vote, as does Sonny's. But sorry, no, I didn't see any of his play. I'm sure he's good.
He'll be out there, yeah.
What, me in Qatar?
No, looking for that shirt in the shop.
Oh, I see. No, yeah, I'll hunt it down, yeah, for sure. Have you seen it? It is beautiful. It is.
I've seen it. Yeah,
I will make a point of looking it up there. While we're on the subject of shirts, what do you think of our monstrosity, Bren?
Which one? Oh, England.
Yeah.
When we were talking about this before we recorded, and it reminded me a lot of the mid-90s Umbro kit, where I just always seem to remember Darren Anderton scoring in it, playing for England B or something. But then in picture, in sort of, I'm not watching the game, it just looks a bit brighter pinky orange, which it's not necessarily put me off, but I don't like it as much as I did at the beginning. But I never buy New England shirts anyway. I'll buy in 10 years. I'll buy a shirt from 10 years ago. It looked nice. I like the idea.
Just because you're a bit tight.
Do I like tight shirts? Is that
no. Just because you're a bit tight, Brendan.
Oh, I see. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
A case of the HGs.
Yeah. No, I'm proper tight. I'm poor, man. I've got 2 kids.
I'm poor. I've got 2 kids.
Oh, Dave thinks there's a penalty to England. Seb, is there a penalty to England? I'm getting text from my husband. He's in the front room and he's texting me.
Can you check this, please?
He says Kane nearly scored, but Kerry just said Kerry's also very good. Kerry must have a
pen given.
From Kerry.
Oh, can we go and watch it then?
Now, Skate, you're the one.
Yeah, I imagine it is a penalty to England.
Oh, I can't see it.
Brendan, what are you doing? You turn the telly on your air.
He's going to watch the telly. But Kerry must have a really good stream because she's telling us the goals before anything's coming up.
Bellingham's won the penalty.
Give it to Kane.
Seb's head.
Give it to Kane.
We're going to get them off.
You talk. I'm going to go and watch penalty.
Everyone's left. So Seb's left his giant throne. That chair, it is a chair, that isn't it? It's huge.
Where?
And you're eating. Becky's gone. This is like top quality broadcasting right here from the G's room.
Yeah, but we're waiting for the outcome of the penalty. I can't wait to see like Seb's head bouncing in, screaming, "Yes, Kane's done it."
Kane won't miss.
He's doing all manner of stuff.
Ter Stegen.
Oh, we get a bit. Come on, then.
Oh, great pen. Great pen.
Yes.
There we go. 3-2 England.
Get in.
Not really.
Oh, this is good. This is what we needed, I think. Just get the goals. Get that, 100%. Like Seb said, get the monkey off the back. We scored 3 goals.
They need confidence. That's what they need.
That goalkeeper
was a well good penalty. And top corner. It was well good.
Was it?
That goalkeeper was doing everything he could to put Kane off there.
Yeah. Goalie's like this. Did a grobbler. Nice.
I'm sure Kane's seen it all before.
I always thought his name was actually Ter Stegen. I was like, who calls their kid Ter? But it's Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. Anyway, it's confused me even more. But
yeah, it is. Let's talk a bit about Harry Kane. Actually, there you go. This was a good one. Haaland has scored 6 of his 11 Premier League goals from inside the 6-yard box, but Kane is called a tapping merchant. Discuss. Seb, is there anything to discuss there?
No. Sorry, Karen. Like what? There's no point. So he's scored just over half of his goals inside the 6-yard box. I don't know what I meant to say there. You've put me in a spot. I don't want to be rude.
Well, that's why I asked you.
but that's no stat at all, is it? Doesn't mean anything. He scored, what's that, 58% or something of his goals inside the 6-yard box. The interesting one, I think, was there a game where he had something like 12 touches, 2 of them were goals.
This is a fair point.
Yeah, well, yes, I said it before the goal went in. Sterling, he's not quite there. But this is the argument for me to play 3-5-2. I think
he hasn't been quite there for a long time, has he, to be fair?
But I think he's brought Mason Mount on, probably slotted, toughened up that midfield a little bit. Mount won't play as far forward as Sterling. And I think that's the change that he made. And a bit like I say, it's a bit like Tottenham. Extra body in midfield.
Yeah. Agreed.
Is that a good point to talk about Højbjerg then, and about how well he played yesterday
in a free in midfield? Højbjerg, Becky, you fire away. I didn't see the game, so I can't comment.
I was sort of I was
injured Perisic, but
he ended his career if you go into Twitter. But yeah, then Perisic tweeted a picture of him, didn't he, doing like something in the air on Sunday or Saturday, I think, to show that he was all right. But yeah, so Højbjerg played in a 3 yesterday and was like bombing forward with Eriksen, and yeah, it shows that hopefully it's something that Conte will do. I still don't think he'll start in that formation against Arsenal. I think it's something he'll change it up maybe after half time, or hopefully we're not losing by then.
And did the injury look bad, Becky? Was Perisic all right?
No, they just like I said, I didn't see it, so you read it on Twitter that he's ended Perisic's career, and then I saw it back, and they just kind of Højbjerg got to the ball first, and Perisic sort of slid into him, and I think it kind of knocked knees. But Perisic played the whole game yesterday, so he's fine.
Okay, well, that's good news.
And he assisted yesterday. He played really well as well yesterday, Perisic.
Yeah, he's a very good player, isn't he? Yeah.
My new best mate as well.
Sandro?
No.
Perisic.
Yeah,
friends. Oh, come on, friend.
Oh, car park friend. Maybe the car park.
Just imagine how happy Bren was at when Steve invited him into the Tunnel Club. He was like, "Yes, I'm in. Not lost. All is
3-3. It's 3-3.
Oh,
there we go.
Southgate out.
Yeah, get rid of him now. But yeah, no. So I got into the Tunnel Club, and with the hope of maybe catching some of the players, and mainly the Brazilians. And so I get down the car park, and Perisic comes out, and Diver's like, "Hey, Perisic, come over here. Come on, let's take a picture." I'm like, "Fucking hell, man, what?"
We've got the photo, haven't we, Caller? There's a photo on the thing somewhere.
Is it on here?
Yeah, last week's show we showed it.
Because
we showed it. We showed it after the photo of all of us, and then showed your car
That's
park
right.
photo.
We did put it up there.
Nick Pope's just made a terrible mistake.
He's had a pretty poor game. I mean, who would have thought we'd miss Pickford? But yeah, it does appear so. Why
isn't Ramsdale? Not done. I like Gooners, but why Ramsdale? They're top of the league. Why wasn't he? Was he in the squad even?
Yeah, he's in the squad, isn't he?
It's just weird.
But I don't think he's as highly thought of. I don't know. He's made a couple of mistakes recently, hasn't he? So the thing is, all goalkeepers make mistakes. Pickford's made his fair share of mistakes. I think.
Yeah.
Without being too harsh on Pope, but there you go. C'est la vie. Right, thoughts on this then? So, footy scran. Check this out. Trip to Arsenal coming up. I'm guessing none of you are going. Managed to blag a ticket now. I think Diver is. So, some fine dining in the Tunnel Club, Bren, I believe. Normally,
we just got drinks. I was there was like little platters of cheese.
Cheese, yeah, they're always left over. He loves
yeah. So we just drank some very nice G&Ts and didn't buy a £21.50 burger.
This might be what he's having to chow down on at Arsenal.
It's burnt as well.
I mean,
it looks horrible.
Becky, take it away. Do you serve any not that you're a dinner lady, but do you have dinners at school that look similar to this?
No, to be fair, the food's really nice at our school. I think it's like pizza on a Monday and burgers on Friday and brunch on a Tuesday.
Yeah,
the whole Jamie. Yeah, I do on a Monday. The whole Jamie Oliver thing that you're not allowed, so-called bad food is a myth. the children love it. They have like roast dinner on a Wednesday and everything. But yes, I saw this because there was a conversation on Twitter the other day about how people don't eat anything at football matches. And then there was Footy Scran did like a vote to say, do you pay more than £5 for food, or do you pay less than £5 for food, and what sort of quality do you want? And on John's advice, me and Jack managed to find the donuts last week. So we were on level 3 in the South Stand, and we managed to find donuts. So I tweeted Footy Scran, and then we share fish and chips after the game, and the fish and chips is proper banging. But yeah, when this came out, it's like £10, and it's massive, and me and Jack can always share it big, because I made the mistake at the Fulham game, because I was child free and I wasn't driving. I had a tuna sandwich at 11:30, and that was it for about 12 hours. And that's why it was carnage. So even, food at football, if you're drinking, is quite important, and it's quite sensible. Yeah. But no, I wouldn't pay £21.50 for a burnt burger to be put on Arsenal paper as well. Look, it's on like Arsenal toilet paper.
Oh, it is,
well.
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh,
yeah.
No,
the food at Spurs, I think, is really good.
It is. It is generally, and it's fairly reasonably priced for football stadium food. Brent, view on that burger? Would you?
With Becky, it looks dry, if not burnt, very, very dry. Like you have to, like, if you're going to pay £20, then they should at least ask, how do you want it? But this just looks like
Brendan is the meat expert, so
surely, do you know what I mean? Like a nice burger, like when it's well done.
What do you think they've made that burger from?
It would be just standard, and probably
cheap mince. That is, what I'd say.
A mince. Obviously, it looks really poor quality as well. Not much fat.
Bit of shin,
a bit of muscle, bit of leg muscle, maybe from the cow, or a bit of brain. But yeah, the good thing, the only thing that looks good there is the pickles. There's quite nice, large size pickles.
Like pickles. They're nice. They're cheeky. They're a nice selection. Seb, I mean, you don't eat bread, so that would be off the table straight away. But would you partake in a gherkin?
Yeah, like Brent said, the gherkins look nice. Chips look. I mean, it just looks horrible, doesn't it?
Don't look good. Not like that wrap me and you had going off the underground.
Well, I didn't have the wrap, did I? I had a naked burrito.
Naked burrito. I had a fully clothed one. It was.
How do you eat a naked burrito when all the rice and everything fall out of it?
In a box, not the burrito. So it was really, really nice, and like loads of guacamole and all that type of stuff on it. Lovely. Oh, you're making me think about it now, caller.
It was tasty. Just like you, Seb, it was tasty. What we got here? What's he loaded up for me here? There we go. Champions League. This is our fixture list, isn't it? So let's talk about. You guys are not back on Friday. Am I right in saying none of you are back on Friday's show?
No.
So let's. I'm glad you're. Seb's like, am I? I'm not sure. Let's have
I've got a gig. Definitely not.
I want to chat a bit of North London derby with you, because it is that time of year again where we have to go to that horrible place that's faded a bit like Arsenal, but they're doing quite well this season, aren't they? Sadly, so far. So let's have some predictions from you. There's the slide. There we go. Look at that beautiful graphic. Seb, how are you feeling about this one going into the North London derby?
Not bad. I think we'll do okay. They play 4 at the back, Arsenal, don't they?
Yes, I think so.
We'll be fine. They played 5, we'd be screwed. They tried to match us. I'm not sure that works. Every time that a team plays 5 at the back against us, we struggle. Play 4, we'll score. I don't think we'll score a few. I think we'll be okay. I've watched a little bit of Arsenal. They're not a bad team. I can't sit here and say they're terrible and all this, but they definitely, what's the word? Flat, not flat. Yeah, just flattering to deceive. Is that the right phrase? Yeah. They haven't really played anyone. I watched them against Brentford, and Brentford absolutely rolled over. And I've seen them a couple of times, and the only time that they came unstuck was when they played a good team who tried to threaten them. That was Man United. And I don't think Man United are any great shakes. They're improving. So they haven't played anyone else. But let's hope the game goes ahead, because I think there's still perhaps some murmurings about the train strikes. Is there? I heard that right?
I don't think so. I think Arsenal's all right.
Is it? But they reckon Brighton will definitely be off.
Brighton, apparently, the only way, according to John, who has got good local knowledge, the only way there is by train, so that will definitely be off. But yeah, the Goons should be okay. Police, it would only be called off for a policing issue, wouldn't it? 'Cause, I mean, they're quite close to each other. The underground's running, so.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't think there's an issue. Yeah,
I'm quite gutted if it goes ahead because I can't actually watch it. So I don't know. I don't quite know what the Spurs play do. When do they actually show the game?
Sport. There you go.
Yeah, I'm driving. You can't drive and watch TV at the same time.
True.
So, when do Spurs play? Put the game on.
Spurs play. It's normally straight after, isn't it? So I think there's like 15 minutes after the game.
No, that can't be right. Can't put it on before match of the day, surely.
They put it on immediately after, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Sky do that as well before match of the day.
So, like, what you're saying? Like 3:30 in the afternoon, it'll be on available to watch as though you like,
maybe,
and you know,
maybe 4 o'clock. But yeah, it's pretty much immediately after.
If anyone's watching, can they?
Find out. Let us know if you are watching. There's 33 of you out there. I hope you've all smashed the like button. Please do that while you're here.
Have we had a 12:30 kickoff yet this season? Have we had a 12:30 kickoff?
Yeah, Wolves. Was it Wolves or Southampton?
Southampton was first game of the season. Southampton.
Was that at 12:30?
Wolves. So if anyone watched Spurs play after the Wolves game, what time did you watch it?
Yeah. What time would you be out of the car then? 4 o'clock.
I'll be out. To be fair, I'll be out of the car. Offside. I'll be out of the car kind of as it starts, but I can't go to my mum and dad's house and just whip out the tablet. I haven't seen them in 3 months.
I do.
I do.
I've done that. I've done that at my mother-in-law's on Boxing Day, and she's doing like a Boxing Day thing, and I've literally sat there with it there. Yeah. Not even kind of facing them as well. I've kind of like turned away, and I'm like, do you remember that game? Was it Brighton? Was it when we played Brighton and we were dreadful for ages, and then scored near the end, wasn't it? It was horrendous. But yeah, I've done that.
Boxing Day dinner. I've sometimes got my phone on the dining room table, paying attention to everyone whilst watching the football. Yeah. No wonder my other half hates me.
I was going to say you're all a bit naughtier than me. I wouldn't get away with it. That'd be.
Don't get me wrong. I get a bit of verbal, but you just give it back, Seb. Stand on your own.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm like, well, you wanted me here, and if you want me here, I had to come with football. Otherwise, I wasn't going to be here.
The price you pay. And I've loved Tottenham a lot longer than I've loved you. So there's no contest there. So don't even think about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yes, it's going to be an interesting one. Becky, how do you see it going?
It's one of those that, what day are we on Monday, aren't we? I go through phases of the next day, nope, next day, yeah. And it goes like that all week. And then it's like we were saying last week about the North London derby last time at Spurs, and then Romero was injured, wasn't it? So even up as far as the team selection, I'm still nervous. I think we've got the tools to beat them. It's a bit like the West Ham game. We talked before about how Spurs played all right until they had the penalty decision going against them, and then they just seem to kind of lose all confidence. So if there's decisions that don't go our way and Arsenal kind of and the crowd kind of building confidence, then I think that affects us. But if we score first, it could be a quicker score. Sonny's looking really confident again, and he scored in South Korea, hasn't he? And Kulusevski assisted last night. We talked about Perisic playing well. They've all played quite well in internationals as well. It's just those niggly things, whether they go for us or they don't, or prediction wise could change. Like I sit here and think, it could be 3-1, could be 4-1, it could be 1-0 to them. I'm not sure yet.
Brent, you've seen enough of these to know not to expect too much away at the Emirates, right?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I am worried, and maybe that's a good thing because I always go into this game confident. But this time I am worried. I thought the Brentford game was a big thing for me because, like the teams they played previous were Fulham. We did them. They got back into Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, Leicester, teams that are around the bottom of the league, and Brentford I respect as a decent team. So the fact that they did them 3-0 at
Totally
Brentford
not
couldn't
play
use
with
it.
it.
So
Yeah.
I'm worried. I'm thinking, I'm agreeing there will be goals. I think maybe the best we can hope for is 2-2 draw. That's what I'm going to go with. I'll admit I am a bit concerned. But it depends on injuries as well. I think Partey is out and Odegaard missed their last game. I'm not sure if he's back.
How
There'd be two
bad is
big
Partey
losses.
injured, by the way? Because someone said he might have done his ACL.
I just saw the reports on Twitter. I don't know how bad.
Partey.
Yeah, I think that's a rumour. Tierney's got concussion as well, hasn't he? Didn't he go off with concussion on the Thursday game or somebody? Yeah.
But they recruited well. They're scoring goals, and yeah, I'm worried. And just hope that they don't have that they still lack that sort of spine, a bit of backbone, a bit of grit that saw us do them. Was it a couple of May? Was it that we played them last at home? May or April? No, it was May. But yeah, just
runners.
Runners are runners.
Spine is not a feature generally.
Yeah. Well, do you think Sonny will torture Ben White again? That would be quite. No, it was Holding, wasn't it? Sorry, Holding.
It's Holding, wasn't it? Yeah, it's Holding. I don't think Holding will be playing.
I don't think won't get on the pitch. But man for man, Spurs are better than them. There's not many Arsenal players that I would have in. If you're looking at it just man for man, Gabriel Jesus has obviously come in, done all right, but you wouldn't swap him for any of our strikers. Saliba looks all right, but I wouldn't swap him for any of our starting defenders. Ramsdale is okay, but would I swap him for Hugo? It's pretty even. So I don't think there's anyone there.
Spoiling my next question, Seb, but yeah, that's, you guys will go into it. How many Arsenal players would get in the Spurs starting 11?
None.
None.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
None. I'm not sure.
Saliba would be pretty close, but he doesn't play on the left hand side. I wouldn't swap him for Dyer, and I wouldn't swap him for Romero. So yeah. I'm trying to think.
And Saka's not any better than anybody that we've got up front, is he? And
I wouldn't swap Saka for Kulu. I wouldn't swap. I wouldn't play. We saw him play left wing back for England. I wouldn't do anything there. He's not a right wing back. He's a right winger.
I think there's an argument to say he's as good as Kulu, isn't there?
His stats don't say so.
But just they're fullback because they played 4 at the back. Their fullbacks are way better than our wing backs. Come on. So they've got Zinchenko, Tierney, Tomiyasu. Just looking at their squad from the latest game.
Shit, but yeah.
We've got Ivan. We've got Ivan. What are you on about, Bren? You're dissing your own mate.
Let me try and find their last line.
They've got.
Do you not think Odegaard would get in our side, for example?
Oh, I'd like Odegaard. Yeah.
That's an interesting one because he plays too far forward, I think, for our formation. But yeah, skill wise, he's a very good player. He's the player that I've made the argument for that we don't need because of our system. When everyone's crying out for the Eriksen player, I don't see where that fits in. Because if you play 3-4-3, you take Højbjerg or Bentancur out of that to swap with an Odegaard type player, I think you leave yourself massively exposed. And one thing we are not actually ever is massively exposed, even though there's issues and there's creativity issues. I've never watched this at any point since Conte's taken over and think we're getting absolutely pillaged here.
I mean, if we switch to a 3-5-2, then surely there's space.
Then there's the argument. But then where does Basuma fit in?
Well, he doesn't.
We're kind of going back,
isn't it?
Because of what Becky said with Højbjerg. Højbjerg offers that creativity going forward, as we saw against Leicester, if he's got the man behind him in Basuma. So I would love us to play 3-5-2, but as Becky said, I might be something that he changes to. I just hope we don't have to do like 45 minutes of turgid crap before he makes the change.
One question. Would you swap Xhaka for Højbjerg or Højbjerg for Xhaka?
Granit Xhaka?
Mm-hmm. Serious question.
No.
That's got to be a joke, hasn't it?
Okay, no. We'll see who wins that battle. I can see that being the main battle in midfield will be Højbjerg against Xhaka. Xhaka's been playing well this season. I'm concerned for Pierre that he may see red. It may go the other way.
More like Xhaka's going to see red. I don't think Højbjerg's ever been sent off.
He's changed, man. Xhaka's calmed down that side of his game. He's a lot more disciplined. Obviously, he's never going to be captain there again, but he stayed on. He survived what Tongi couldn't with us, and that's the hallmark of a good player. One of the hallmarks. So yeah.
Got the bread. How many Arsenal players would you put in the Spurs side?
So I'd take.
I'm going to ask the guys on Friday this as well, so make sure you tune back in.
It'd be tough because I do like Pierre's grit and determination, but I just think Xhaka is a more rounded player. So Xhaka, none of the front players, as you said, not the goalie, but I'd swap Royale for. Hang on, Tierney doesn't play on that side, though, does he? Or nor does Zinchenko. They both play.
Yeah. Left-sided.
So I'll go with those two. So maybe like Martinelli, maybe.
Martinelli's decent. Yeah.
Because you're right. They play four at the back. So swapping Saliba and Tierney for Perisic and Emerson, would we? Maybe not. But yeah. I'm worried. I am worried about this game, and I'm always confident with Spurs. But I'm just there's a funny feeling, and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we'll do them because I'll look like an idiot, which I'm quite happy to.
Our record there is really bad as well, though, isn't it? I think that adds to the kind of pessimism. Yeah. It isn't great. That's what I said about the occasion, and we did them at home because we played the occasion and the atmosphere and all of that. And equally, they can get I know people mock that it's the library and things, but
not
it's
when
like
we play.
Yeah, they get up for it, don't they? So I think it's that side of it as well.
And how many players would you have in the Spurs side from?
There's none in my fantasy team, so that says it all. Jack's got Jesus. I think Dave's got Zinchenko.
Yeah. I've got Martinelli.
I think I've got a couple. Yeah,
I might even have Zinchenko as well.
I think I've still got Odegaard. I never change it, so he's injured and he's still in my team.
Odegaard.
Yeah. Stupid.
Is he going to be fit for the game though?
That's unclear. He was injured for their last game, which was against Brentford, wasn't it? So yeah. See, did it show the probability in the Premier League app?
Yeah, I'm just looking now because I've got Odegaard. He's got a 75% chance of playing, apparently.
Okay. Oh, I had taken him out as well.
Zinchenko's got 50% chance as well.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really dark.
So, I mean,
it'd be interesting to see who comes back. There's always someone. Most teams, there's always someone who comes back from international duty, not with a knock, not fit.
Lloris. Do we think Lloris will be fit? Or is it going to be Forster?
Oh, yeah.
Good question. I'm all right with Forster. I think he played
a blinder, didn't he, when they played him?
He's just got to have the game that he had when we played Southampton, and we'll keep everything out. We'll keep absolutely everything out. There you go. Elsewhere in the football. Oh, let's take predictions actually, because I won't see you all on Friday. Becky, prediction for the game then? Come on.
Well, I said
you flip flop.
Okay. 2-1 to us.
2-1 to us. Brendan.
2-1.
Sebastian.
3-1 Spurs.
The Emirates. I hope you're right, mate. I really hope you're right.
I just think we score goals. We score goals, and I think
do they.
It's coming. Yeah. I think I'm relatively. I'm going to probably be made to look stupid, but I'm quite. I was going to say quietly confident. I'm not quietly confident. I'm quite confident. I think the way we set up, if we set up to attack, if we try and play all touchy, then I think there's a problem.
Yeah.
Stop being so negative, everyone. Come on.
No.
What's your prediction, caller?
Yeah.
I'm with Bren. I think a draw of some description, 2-2 sounds feasible. 1-1 equally. I think it'll be quite a tight game, quite a nervy game. We tend to lose or draw at the Emirates at best, and there is a lot to be said about form. Look at us at Stamford Bridge. We're pretty terrible there. That's run true for a long period of time and this season. I don't changing. I think this is the comment for me, the one about fluidity from King Hoddle. We don't have any fluidity. So unless we're going to find some very quickly after an international break, which I don't see, I think we'll struggle. I genuinely think we'll struggle. I think they'll run rings around our midfield, and I am worried because they've got.
You don't think they can replicate the second half against Leicester? That was quite fluid and open and expansive.
Because
and
we're 3-5-2, and I don't think we're going to do that. I don't think we'll play that.
Oh.
That's the thing.
But also, Arsenal
and also,
attack.
Arsenal are a darn sight better than Leicester.
Well, yeah, I know that, but
we like teams who attack us. Arsenal will attack us. There's no way that Arsenal at home in a North London derby will sit back and let us have the ball. They will have the ball. We can hit on the counter attack. I would like, as I said, I hope to play 3-5-2. I don't think it's essential because if you can play in that counter attack speed football that we are good at when we get the opportunity, then I think there's a possibility there. So yes, I get the fluidity comment, but I don't think we lack fluidity when we're counter-attacking.
One thing also to point out is the players who stayed back for them and the players who stayed back for us, i.e. that didn't go to the international break. There are 3 Gabriels, Gabriel Magalhaes, Gabriel Jesus, and Gabriel Martinelli. None of them went to the Brazil, so none of them flew over. Richarlison did, Emerson didn't. So and that's 3 of their starters that will be fresh, ready. Looking at the other players there as well, Saliba, I think, did go with France. Ramsdale went to England but didn't play. Who else is there? Tierney probably went to Scotland. Saka did, Xhaka did. So, and Partey might be injured. So I think that does play a part as well because there's not much time to prepare. England are still playing today. They go back to sort of their domestic duty when? Tomorrow or the next day?
I think there's games on tomorrow as well, isn't there?
That'll be the next day.
And Brazil played in France, didn't they? So Brazil definitely played in France in the week.
That's a good question, actually. Is there any of our first 11 that didn't play on international duty?
Emerson didn't, but is he first team?
Yeah. Sessegnon played for the under-21s, didn't he? Yeah.
What about Bentancur? Did he play?
Yeah. Yeah, he did,
Yeah, he did,
Yeah, he did, yeah.
He got his 50th cap as well, and he's 23. It's pretty good.
That's right, yeah. Lloris didn't, but he might be injured.
Well, there's a question from Phil Ambrose there, regular, about their Brazilian Gabriel, the three Gabriels. I think they have to sort of separate them. So Gabriel Magalhaes, the defender, Brazil have Marquinhos and Thiago Silva still doing it, and there was another one I'm forgetting as well. So they're quite stacked in terms of defense. Gabriel Martinelli's never really done it for Brazil, and nor has Gabriel Jesus. Jesus went like almost 3 years without scoring a goal for Brazil after the World Cup. It was 2018, I think it was. He was terrible. He was playing wide. He was given the option by Chiche. Where do you want to play? Do you want to play through the middle? Do you want to play wide? He played wide, and that was his downfall. Brazil obviously are well stacked in the attacking half as well. They've got Richarlison, Neymar, Paqueta, Anthony. So really, really good players. So yeah, that's why they don't get in, because they're just not good enough. Which long term's good for us, but did make me concerned ahead of this game.
I think absolutely you're right, Bren. I think you're right. Just to comment on our set pieces, which we've got here. The difference we're seeing this season. So how many goals? Do you know how many goals were scored from set pieces this season? Any of you?
4, is it?
I think it's in that ballpark, Becky. I don't know the answer.
Well, there's Wolves, wasn't it? Perisic to Kane, he headed it in.
Yeah.
The Chelsea one that Kane headed in. Dyer's last week was the headed goal.
Yeah.
So was Kane's, really. So was Kane's.
Yeah, exactly. And then you see these stats and look at that. You know, teammates in the box, short corners.
It's packing the box, short corner, and then whipping it in with quality. That's right. Either Kulusevski or Perisic, mainly.
Would you say our set pieces coach is earning his money then, Seb?
Yeah, definitely. Do you hear the cheer go up from there? I know Leicester are terrible at set pieces, but when because obviously we had the Kane goal, then you had the Dyer goal, then they hit the crossbar, then we had another one ruled out. It shouldn't have been ruled out. And when the 5th one went in and they headed it away, the Leicester fans celebrated like they scored a goal. It was ridiculous. I know they're terrible, but yeah, he's absolutely earning his money. it's quite exciting actually.
To actually be threatening from set pieces.
Well, yeah, and to be a team, because half of it's in the brain. It's a thing with Leicester. Half of it is in their heads now. Oh, shit, we've got to defend a corner. Your concentration goes and you're more worried about what might happen rather than dealing with what might happen. And it's the same the other way around. If we can become a well-known set pieces threat. I saw a stat on Stoke when they used to have the throw-in. Rory Delap's throw-in, and the goals that they scored were never. I think they scored 1 or 2 from a throw-in. So like the ball going in and getting a flick on straight into the net. It was minimal, but the goals they scored within 30 seconds of the throw-in was huge because the panic that set in, particularly it was always with Arsenal, but it was loads of teams. The panic that set in. And then also one thing that was never mentioned was the goals they scored from corners, because defenders would rather have put the ball out behind the goal than out for a throw-in, thinking that they were going to be better off, defending a corner. And Stoke would have loads and loads of corners. So it puts panic in. If it becomes known, and it's not far off that Spurs will become known as great from set pieces. So yeah. He's definitely earning it, and there's a sense of excitement now around corners and stuff like that. Yeah, it's not Christian Eriksen days.
Now, if we could only get direct free kicks cracked, Becky,
Sonny, give him to Sonny.
Business, wouldn't we? I mean,
has he scored 3 consecutive free kicks for South Korea now? It's definitely scored 2 consecutive free kicks.
2,
I keep seeing them.
Yeah.
And that one on Friday was like top bins, and it was in like the last minute of the game.
It's 3 free kick goals in 4 games.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's like I'm quite good with Sonny facts.
So, Bren, what does he have to do to get on free kicks? Like assassinate Kane or something? I mean, surely Kane knows I'm pretty shit at free kicks by this point. You would think, right?
It's a worry. It's like, what sort of influence and power does Harry have in the dressing room when he hasn't scored since that one against Villa? Was it that was deflected?
One in pre-season, deflected as well.
8 years ago,
didn't that get under that went under the wall, didn't it? The wall jumped and it went underneath the wall. That one. That's great.
Yeah, 437 free kicks he's taken.
You're making that up.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
But the thing is, Dyer takes them before Sonny does. So if, say, Kane has decided to not take one, because there was a thing, wasn't there? People put onto it, don't let him take one. And then the next time, because I seem to remember, Dyer took it. So I think Dyer's actually in front of Sonny.
Because of his one England free kick.
Yeah, which was good.
He did score one against Everton as well, I seem to remember, at the end of the season one year. In the new stadium, I think. I think he scored a free kick.
Yeah. There you go. Carries all over it. And Perisic, Perisic has got a Delap style throw, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Beast of a throw.
Strong lad, strong. Actually, Kerry did also mention. Go on.
I was going to say, did you squeeze his biceps?
Squeeze his biceps.
Information,
Oh,
strong. You're strong.
He clearly did not want to talk to us. He was just, a diver just insisted. He was like, come over here. Let's take a picture. And I was like, you sure? And then he was very nice and very polite and took the picture with us. And that was literally it. Sonny's dad was there in the car park waiting for Sonny to come out. That was quite cute, I thought. But Kerry did mention about Richarlison, who did score a brace for Brazil on the weekend. Might have been Friday against Ghana, I think it was. 2 superb goals.
Can he take a free kick?
Probably. I like him. But he didn't have the best game against Leicester. But his first goal for Brazil was superb. Just took it first time, set up by Neymar, edge of the box, just guided it in. It was just the technique was superb. Second one was a flick on. But yeah, and that's why Gabriel Jesus won't get anywhere near the Brazil team, because Richarlison's nailed it. He is Brazil's number 9, which for Spurs is huge. Surely, like to have Brazil starting number 9, and Brazil are favourites to win the World Cup. They probably will win it. And Richarlison is their main striker, and he's ours. Love it, mate. Love it.
It's a big claim, isn't it? I mean, no one really knows where anyone's at. I think when you look at it, I mean, Seb's saying that we're sort of like 6 to 10 in terms of the teams in it. I'm not sure that's true. I don't think we know where anyone is. We'll soon start finding out.
Yeah, we do. You obviously don't watch enough international football. We know
well, on form, we just finished runners up, didn't we, at the Euros? So
Yeah, but the team that won it aren't even in the World
10,
Cup, so that means nothing. Just on current at the moment is Brazil, France, and Holland.
Argentina.
Argentina aren't far off. But I think the French and the Dutch. France could field 2 teams and be perfectly fine.
Yeah, the Dutch won't do anything.
I think they will, mate. And they've got a nice draw as well.
They never do. They've always had talented teams and never done.
They get to the World. They've been to the World Cup final 3 times, mate. And I think
when last?
2010 was the last time they got to the final. That wasn't that long ago. The Dutch will do well. I'm sure of it. They're even doing well in the Nations League, which every other big team is trying to chuck. But the Dutch have got a good squad. They're in Group A with Qatar, so the seeds in that group are Qatar. They'll win that. They'll get the runner-up in our group, which hopefully won't be us. And then there'll be a last 8 game, and I think the last 8 is not uncomfortable. So I can see them making the last 4 quite easy. Yeah, I don't think they'll win it, but
not won anything since Ruud Gullit was playing, have they?
Say again.
Not won anything since Gullit was playing.
But they've only ever won the 1988 Euros. But they're consistently semi-final and finalists. And entertaining as well. They play good brand.
They are entertaining. They're always entertaining. Yeah, absolutely agree with you there. Good. Well, look, we've been going an hour. We're not going to flog a dead horse. I know Seb's got to get and get his VHS sorted out to watch the match back. So I'll say thanks for joining me, Seb. A pleasure as ever.
No problem. Thank you very much for having me.
Are you on the pod this weekend, on the Arsenal pod? Or no,
I'm
you're
not watching it, am I? I can't watch it.
No point. Yeah. Well, don't let that stop you. Brendan's done it loads of times without watching it.
Did we get any answers on the Spurs play situation?
No. We'll find out. Don't worry. I'll just get Diver to ring up. You know, he probably knows the guy who directs. Spurs.
Can Diver get the game put back?
Maybe, you never know.
The car park. Hey, try the game. Bit later, yeah.
I was thinking like a bomb threat or something like that. Maybe that might help.
God, it's a bit severe, isn't it? Brendan, all the way from Brazil, safely back there. When did you get back, by the way?
Last week, last Monday or something like that. Yeah, Tuesday, I think, early Tuesday.
Good to see you've been repatriated successfully.
Yep.
Thanks once again for coming on. When's your next pod?
So I'm glad you asked. I'm recording with Max Rushton tomorrow. We're going to publish as both a YouTube and a podcast. So friend of the show, Max Rushton, obviously from TalkSport, Guardian Football Weekly. Of course, I like a name drop. That's what I'm here for. So do keep an eye out for that. It will be out on YouTube tomorrow night and pod hopefully tomorrow night as well. Depending
how.
It
with them, just you and Max, is it 1-on-1?
We got Davo because Max lives in Australia now, so got Davo in and Franco.
Very good. Make sure Franco does his hair if it's going on YouTube, and and isn't in his pants. Becky, thanks very much once again.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And until next time, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, England.
And England.
Yeah.
England. Brazil.